September is Alzheimer's Awareness Month. Janet Pittman is a brain health specialist. She's going to share ways that food can be the best medicine. Janet, thank you so much for being here on Studio 10. We appreciate it.
Joe, happy to be with you and your viewers. You know, we all have brain drain, and that is like 2 o'clock after lunch. We can't keep our eyes open. We're dropping our head on our desk.
Absolutely.
At dinner, after dinner, we can't go to sleep. Our mind's racing, and we can't go to sleep. But then we wake up in the morning, and we're all groggy. My husband calls that a carb hangover.
Carb hangover. Gotcha. So tell us a little bit more about, first, how did you get started looking into all of this and learning more about how these foods can play a big part in your overall health, and specifically mentioning Alzheimer's moving down the road?
As a dementia administrator and dementia practitioner, I just watched my residents and patients just dwindle away, and got into the research and came into the part of what are the causes of Alzheimer's and dementia. 3 basic causes. Number 1, we starve the brain cells. The brain cells die. Number 2, they beat each other up, kill each other up. And number 3, a combination of 1 and 2. And food plays an integral part in the deadening of our brain cells.
So you brought some examples here to show us of how this will all play out. I'm intrigued by what's in front of me right now. Tell me about what we see right here.
Well, the first thing we have is sugar. You know, a new name for Alzheimer's and other types of diabetes is, other types of dementias is diabetes 3.
Okay.
Right? Now, we have in our brain as well as our pancreas creates insulin. And when we over time consume too much sugar, our brain becomes insulin dependent. And that's how we can starve our brain cells. It's very hard to get off the sugar and the sweets, but the sugar absolutely causes the drain.
So you're saying if you have a habit of eating a lot of sugar in your daily diet, eventually that's going to be very bad down the road.
That's exactly right.
Okay, so we have sugar here. We also have this.
Right.
What is this all
leads us to our second ingredient, and that is flour, wheat flours particularly. Gluten, which is majority found in wheat products, gluten pretty much digests us. It has 150,000 genes. In our bodies, we only have 25 to 30,000 genes. So consequently, when we eat a lot of gluten, it digests us. It breaks open the intricacies in our intestines, and food seeps out, and that causes what they call hyperinflammation. That's when our brain cells kind of go crazy and eat each other up. So the 2 main factors of damaging our brain are sugar and flour.
All right, so we've got 2 bad factors right here. Also, I see a lot of food over here. Now tell me about this. Why is this on display right here?
Well, this is our good brain food. Now let's go back. I also want to talk about actually what I have called the 5 white foods that are bad for you, right?
Okay.
So we've got white rice, white potatoes, corn, and corn's white inside, and they all are carbs, and so they move together and they form sugar, quickly turn to sugar. So it's those 4 things, and the 5th, of course, is flour. So 5 white foods you want to avoid. You want to replace those with all natural ingredients, all natural foods, just fruits and vegetables, all that you can.
Things that tend to lead toward the keto or paleo diets that we hear about?
That's exactly right. You can do either the paleo or the keto diet or a combination of both. I have seen Alzheimer's patients really make headway on a ketogenic diet.
Now, let me ask you this, because you asked me during the segment started if my family has a history of Alzheimer's, and we do. My grandmother on my dad's side had Alzheimer's. So if you know that you have a genetic history, should you be even more precautionary in eating the right types of foods moving down the road?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, genes do play an integral part in if you get the Alzheimer's or type of dementia. But what is so incredibly phenomenal that we have found, our science is telling us, is you can fight your genes, right? You can turn on your genes or turn them off. And so if you have Alzheimer's in your family, don't turn those genes on, right? Stick to low sugar, low gluten, and as much paleo, natural foods as you can.
So you don't want to flip this switch, you want to flip this switch over here.
That's exactly right,
Gotcha.
Joe.
Now, if people want to learn more about what you do and how you can help them, where do they need to go? How can they look up more of what you're doing?
Well, my name is my website, JanetRichPittman.com, and I've written a book on brain drain and all the things that cause you to have brain drain besides food, and you can get that free on my website.
Very cool. So go check that out. We're going to put a link to that website on our website, the Studio 10 tab at Fox10TV.com. Keep this in mind. What you eat is so important, not just for your health in the immediacy, but long term as well. Janet, thank you so much.